Why would I put myself through hell to be me and then meet someone who didn't put themselves through hell and then treat them like my equal? No, fuck you. I suffered when you didn't. So you're not my equal because you decided not to suffer. You have enjoyed comfort when I haven't, and that's fine, but don't expect me to look at you as my equal because you're not. I'll snap your fucking neck.
Andrew,
that's the world.
Andrew, I have like a lot of friends around me. They're like good friends. Don't get me wrong, like they're real friends.
I
but
believe
like,
that.
They're incredibly like lazy, and they have so much potential. Like they can be big, they could be getting rich, all this shit, bro. But like they choose not to. So, but it's really hard because I love them. They're my friends, and I came up with these guys, and they're so entertaining. I love them. They're my brothers, but like,
I understand, but you have to. But there's something that's very, always kind of confused me. When I tell people that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, everyone agrees. They go, yeah, that's probably true. The 5 people you spend the most time with, that's what you're gonna end up like. They say, yeah, that's true. And then they continue to hang around with people who they don't want to be.
That's facts.
Why?
A lot of people that I've hung around with and all these friends that have come and go, all they would do is just complain, go out, eat, whatever, same shit over and over and over and over again. And the thing about me is that I become a little bit conscious and I get bored of repetitiveness. I need something new. I need something that it's different and that I know it's propelling me to become a better version of myself. And I'm not saying that you can't enjoy friends or going out to eat and stuff, but it's like everyone has to make a conscious decision as to, I want to be a better person and how can we better each other every day. When I would hang out with my old friends, it's like we'd go eat, crack jokes, waste my time, whatever, right? And it's not like I'm ungrateful for any of that. They were cool people and stuff, but it got to a point where I had to more remove myself from these people just because they weren't benefiting me or helping me grow whatsoever. I would 100% say that I was trying to propel them and help them and put them onto as many things as I possibly could. But consciously, it's like it's all up to somebody. It's all up to them. You know, it's all about putting each other on, being supportive of one another, and just trying to, you know, build always. You can't just be around the same people that go out clubbing, go out eating all the fucking time, running up your fucking tab, spending all your fucking money, and the next thing you know, they're gone. Next thing you know, they're gone, and you have nobody but yourself. And then you're gonna be sitting there questioning, like, oh, you know, like where are my friends? You know, like I can't talk about my friends about what's going on in my life because they're not gonna listen. It's because you surround yourself around losers. You surrounded yourself around losers and people that do not give a fuck about you. That's what's the biggest problem.
So it shows.
I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why I live in a competitive environment. I live with my brother, my cousin. I live with men. We have a big house. We could all afford fucking 10 houses each. We live together on purpose. If my brother does 500 push-ups, I ain't gonna be the bitch of the house. I ain't gonna not do them.
Right.
So that's another reason the war room exists. My organization, the reason it's so competitive is the reason we kick people out. You have to fight to keep.
Even if they pay, you're like, I don't give a fuck. Get out. Like,
I don't give a fuck. Get out. I'll kick them out. It doesn't matter. Everyone pays to join. You get kicked out anyway. You have to fight to keep your place. That's the whole.
Damn.
That's how life was.
We are competitive by nature, and if you surround yourself with people that are competitive, and it doesn't even need to be like I'm gonna compete with you and like you're my enemy. When you play any team sports, you're all on a team, but you all want to be better than one another. But you are all a team at the end of the day. It's not all in bad faith. It's just we as men are competitive by nature. So when we're playing in a soccer team, a basketball team, whatever, it's like we are all trying to propel each other and benefit each other.
If we were still in the animal kingdom, the lions that you see on TV, they weren't just born big lions. They had to fight other lions. They had to fight to get that antelope. They had to fight other animals, hyenas, jackals. They had to fight to be the boss. We're living in a comfortable world now where people think, oh, it doesn't matter. But you know what? To some degree, it does matter. It does matter, and I'll tell you who it matters to. It matters to your soul, and it matters to God. I stand in the mirror with a pure heart. I know I am the best version of me that could possibly ever exist. I know that God is proud of me. There's nothing that God hates more than sloth and laziness. If God were to create a man, and that man were to sit around and do fuck all, God will frown upon you. It's why you're never lucky. If you're listening to this and you think I'm never lucky, I'll tell you why, because God dislikes you because you're fucking lazy. Start to work. Start to show God the beauty of his own creations. You'd be amazed how lucky you'll become.
Wow.
God is unhappy with these people. And inside their hearts, they're unhappy. We talk about depression, anxiety, all those things you mentioned earlier on this podcast. That comes from self-loathing. You loathe your own weakness. You loathe your own laziness. This is what all of these things are. I don't feel depression. How can I feel depression when I'm the most powerful version of me that I could ever fucking be? How can I feel depression when I could squeeze my own hand hard enough to break my own bones? How can I feel depression when I've smashed and destroyed 68 people's faces in front of me, men who thought they could test me in fair combat? How can I feel depressed? It's impossible. Do you understand?
Right.
Life. You're distracted. Your minds are broken. You need to rewire your mind and resist the slave programming.
How?
They have programmed. I'll tell you how. First thing you have to do is identify it. You have to identify what is happening to you. I use my mind to break the trap. What I do is I allow my enemy to manipulate me on purpose. And then I use my mind to break the trap and punish the perpetrators. I will sit on TikTok for a day, and I'll just enjoy TikTok. And by the end of the day, I'll watch myself. How quickly I'm looking to be entertained, how little time I give a video, how fucked up.
Let's say you're scrolling through TikTok, whatever, right? You're scrolling. People will mindlessly scroll for hours on end. And I'm guilty of this too. It's like you're just scrolling. Just absorbing bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It might be ass shaking. It might be some ads. It might be some weird dances. And it's just like you're scrolling, just seeing constant bullshit all like over and over again. But it's just you have to kind of just, all right, I'm done. Like just that quick. Like you're on TikTok or whatever. You go after 5 minutes. You're like, all right, I'm on TikTok for too long. Turn it off and go do something else. Go do something else in real life. You know. That's what basically he's saying. It's kind of like just blink, like you have to have control of yourself. Or like you blink and then you do it.
If you find yourself unable to focus or concentrate on tasks, you must blink and cure your brain. If you find yourself unable to go and dedicate yourself to something you don't want to do, you must blink and cure your brain. Every single thing in the world is attempting to influence you. I'll give you another paradigm that people need to understand. I ask people have these beliefs.
Attention is currency.
Doesn't matter. They believe in something. I say, where did you get that belief from? And they don't know. Oh, well, it's just how it's supposed to be. We're just supposed to wear a mask, whatever it is, right? Where did you get that belief? Who told you that? And does that person have your best interests at heart? Think about it. Think about all the things you truly believe. Think where you learned it, and think if that person actually gives a fuck about you. Because the only thing you should be learning from is personal experience for people who genuinely care about you and love you. Most people are out here believing things and repeating things that were told to them by people who don't even fucking like them, by their enemies. Everyone's mind is fundamentally fucked. All of it.
I think that the way you sometimes you address shit, I could see how people are like, whoa, you know, like pointing fingers and shit. But I think if they have an actual intellectual deep conversation with you, you mean no harm, I feel like. And I feel like you're just very direct. And you don't really have any filter.
Yeah, like I personally just, Andrew Tate is like just a realist. He says what he thinks and you can't really bash him for it, you know. You might not agree what he says, but instead of like being quick to attack and just like call him all these names and stuff, it's like, who's really losing right there? It's like you kind of have to just agree to disagree. Like you may not like the guy, you may not like what he says. Just because he has an opinion, he's not taking away your choice. And at the end of the day, it's like he's not gonna give a shit. Like just like for me, it's like if someone does not like me or does not like what I'm saying, what I'm doing, it's like I'm not gonna give a fuck either, because you're pretty much irrelevant to me. At the same time, it's like this man is in a completely different like status in society, and I'm not saying you have to look up to him like an idol or something, or he's looking down at you. So you kind of just have to just sit there and kind of listen, and it's just all up to interpretation whether you want to believe it or not believe